Good morning, students. Today we are going to see the Unit 6 poem, Incident of the French Camp, written by Robert Browning. This poem has been composed by Robert Browning, and he was the most highly esteemed poet of the Victorian age. He wrote with full force of his imagination and poetic power. In this fast moving and exciting poem, the poet describes the courage of a soldier during French attack on Ratisbonne. In 1809, the French army attacked the Austrian city Ratisbonne under the command of Lens. The French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte stood on a little mound at a distance of about a mile or two. He seemed greatly disturbed and quite eager to know about the results of the battle. When he was engaged in intense thinking, a rider appeared from the clouds of smoke and fire. He drew the bridle when he reached the mount. He was seriously wounded, hence, he compressed his lips so tightly that no blood drop came through his mouth. This young soldier gave a happy news to the emperor that his army had captured the city. Hearing this, Napoleon became very happy, but suddenly he realized that the soldier was seriously wounded. He asked the soldier if he was wounded. The soldier replied that he was almost killed. Saying this, he fell beside the emperor and died there. In this way, the young soldier sacrificed his life to perform his duty. This has been beautifully portrayed in the poetic lines. Now let us go to the poem and see. The first, let us see about who is Napoleon Bonaparte and what was his power and ability. Napoleon Bonaparte, 1769 to 1821, was originally an officer in the French army, became the army chief and a legendary warrior who later known for his military skill and genius. The poem Incident of the French Camp narrates an actual incident in the war in 1809 between French and Austria, led by Napoleon. Napoleon was standing on a little mount, eagerly looking towards Ratisbonne. His mind was oppressed with anxious thought, and he was himself that all his ambitious plan would come to nothing if Lens failed to storm Ratisbonne. So Napoleon was a very great warrior in the French army. So you all know this, and he just became successful where all he went. Now let us go into the poem. The poem describes an act of chivalry. Chivalry means bravery, gallantry, patriotism, and sacrifice on the part of a young French soldier. So the whole set of poetic lines describes about the chivalry, the brave act of the French soldier who was engaged in the war. You know, we French stormed Ratisbonne. A mile or so away, on a little mound, Napoleon stood on our storming day. With neck outthrust, you fancy how, legs wide, arms locked behind, as if to balance the prone brow, oppressive with its mind. Just as perhaps he mused, my plans that soar to earth may fall. Let once my army leader Lens waver at yonder wall. Out twist the battery smokes there flew, a rider bound on bound, full galloping nor bridle drew, until he reached the mount. Then off there flung in smiling joy, and held himself erect by just his horse's mane, a boy you hardly could suspect, so tight he kept his lips compressed, scarce any blood come through. You looked twice before you saw his breast was all but shot in two. Well, cried he, Emperor, by God's grace we have got you Ratisbonne. The marshals in the marketplace, and you will be there anon, to see your flag bird flap his wing where I to heart's desire perched him. The chief's eye flashed, his plan soared up again like fire. The chief's eyes flashed, but presently softened itself as see this a film the mother eagle's eye when her bruised eaglet breathes. You are wounded. Nay, his soldier's pride touched to the quick, he said, I am killed, sir. And his chief beside, smiling, the boy fell dead. So that is a 40-lined poem. We will go to the meaning after looking into the at the about the author. Robert Browning, 7th May 1812 to 12th December 1889. So that was his life period. Was an English poet and playwright whose mastery of dramatic monologue made him one of the foremost Victorian poets. So he usually wrote monologues, that is, he narrates in the place of the person who is in the narration. He was born in Camberwell, a suburb of London, on 7th May 1812, and he was educated mainly at home, but he attended a short course in Greek at London University. His poems are known for his irony, characterization, dark humor, social commentary, historical settings, and challenging vocabulary and syntax. So here you could see that he has talked about an historical event which took place in the year 1809, and he developed a conversational unrhythmic verse. So it is his poetic lines always are unrhythmic, mostly unrhythmic. The collection Dramatis Personae, Strength and the book length epic The Ring and the Book made him a leading British poet. By 1881, in recognition of his outstanding contribution to literature, a literary society called Browning Society was established. So, this Browning Society was established in order to honor his poetic excellence. Now, let us go to the next page where you could see the glossary, because some of the important meanings you should know. Stormed, sudden violent attack, attacking someone suddenly. Ratisbon, already I told you it is a city in Austria, German. Now it is called as Regensburg. So old name of Regensburg is Austria or Ratisbon. So mound, a hillock or a hill, a small mountain, that is called as a mound. Outthrust, extended forward, that is eagerly looking forward for something. Here it represents the Napoleon's looking forward of his victorious message that the soldier used to was to bring. Fancy, imagine, prone, inclined downward, looking downward, or thinking in a deep, thinking deeply. That is called as prone. Oppressive, harsh, domineering. Mused, thought deeply. Lanes, Duke of Montebello, a general in Napoleon's army. So this Lanes is a general in Napoleon's army. Bridle, the headgear used to control a horse. This you might have seen. Usually, bridle is used to control the horse. It is a rope-like thing which is worn by for the horse. Compress, press together. Anon, soon. Flag bird, the imperial eagle on the French flag. Usually, you could see eagle that could be found on the French flag. That is the symbol. Then perched, sat on, or rested. See this covers. So now let us go to the poetic lines again. We will just learn line by line. You know, we French stormed Ratisbon. So stormed means attacked. Ratisbon is a city in Austria, and the new name that is given to Ratisbon is Regensburg. So you know, we French stormed Ratisbon. There is a figure of speech in the first line itself. We French. Actually, French represents the people of France, but here it represents the whole country France. The whole country France was involved in defeating or attacking Ratisbon, the German troop. So here, since we are using French people representing a small unit to represent the whole lot of France country, so here the figure of speech used here is synecdoche. So the first line, the figure of speech is used here is synecdoche. we French stormed Ratisbon a mile or so away on a little mound. Mound, I told you already, it is a small hill or hillock. Napoleon stood on our storming day. So, Napoleon was standing on a hill. So, he was standing on the hill waiting for the good news from the soldier. This is a French attack on Ratisbon, a city in Austria, and Marshal Lannes led the French forces. On that occasion, the French Emperor Napoleon stood on a hillock just a mile away. The hillock was just a mile away from the scene of the onslaught or Austria. He appeared to be in a pensive mood. In a pensive mood means in a sad mood or in a very deep mood. He was thinking deeply with neck outthrust. Now the next four lines describes about his appearance when he was standing on the mount. With neck outthrust, you fancy how legs wide, arms locked behind, as if to balance the prone brow, oppressive with its mind. Now let me explain the next four lines. With neck outthrust, he was just extending his neck forward so that he could get the message quickly. He had his neck sticking out and his legs were very wide apart. He had his arms joined behind his back. Back means the body, and a cloud on his brow was quite visible. That is inclined brow, bent brow. Why was he having a bent brow? He had the doubt whether his soldier is going to bring a bad news or a good news to him. He was a little disturbed there. It seemed that something very important was weighing upon his mind, and his future strategy and the line of action depends on the success of Ratisbon. So, just as perhaps he mused, my plans that soar to earth may fall. Let once my army leader lanes waver at yonder wall. Out twist the battery smokes, there flew a rider, bound on bound, full galloping, nor bridle drew, until he reached the mount. So let me explain the 8 lines here. First 4 lines we'll see, and then we'll move on to the next 4 lines. Just as perhaps he mused my plans. So Napoleon was lost in his thoughts, pondering over the events of the day to come. So he was thinking over the happenings in the war field. All his future planning depended upon his success at Ratisbon. So Napoleon was a little bit disturbed because all his future plans, that is, whether he is going to be a very successful warrior or not, that depends on on the success of Ratisbon. He was eagerly waiting to see the French flag flutter over the German city. He wanted to capture German city there. So he was waiting for the message from Lannes, his marshal. Out twist the battery smoke, there flew a rider bound and bound. So when he was thinking like that, a soldier was just rushing towards him or galloping in a horse like a fire, and he was just coming very close to Napoleon to convey the good message. As he concentrated upon his future strategy, he observed a young French soldier rushing towards him, riding at a top speed. The rider pierced through the blanket of smoke. So there was a smoke when he was just galloping on the horseback. You could see that mud would be flying around the person. So that is compared to the smoke here. He came straight to the place where Napoleon was standing and was waiting to receive the good tidings. So Napoleon was eagerly waiting for the good message. Then off there flung in smiling joy and held himself erect by just his horse's mane, a boy you hardly could suspect. So tight he kept his lips compressed. Compressed means keeping the lips so tight so that he could avoid the blood coming out of his lips. He doesn't want Napoleon to know that he was dying. He jumped off his horse. The soldier jumped off his horse and stood at the attention. So he was just giving respect to his leader before his chief. Although he was fatally wounded means he was dying, he was at the stage of dying. He displayed extraordinary courage, confidence, and self control. So he was just his horse's mane, a boy, you hardly could suspect, you could not doubt that he was dying. He was just keeping himself erect in front of his leader. So tight he kept his lips compressed. His mouth was full of blood, but he had his lips so tightly sealed that not a drop of blood oozed out of it. Scarce any blood came through. He maintained his cool composure. He was very casually standing in front of his leader with confidence and chivalry, and conveyed the cheerful news of victory over Ratisbon. You looked twice before you saw his breast was all but he shot in two. So, what does this convey? It just conveys the appearance of the boy. These two lines conveys the appearance of the boy. One could never realize that the young soldier's breast was shot in two unless one had very keen and observant eye on him. He had been shot on his breast at two places, and only when we have a deep look at that, one could find that he has been shot in two places, because he doesn't show, he was having a very peaceful composure here, so nobody was having any doubt there. Well, cried he, Emperor, by God's grace we have won. We have got you, Ratisbon. So, although the young man was in an intense pain and suffering, he finally opened his lips and, with a great sense of pleasure and personal pride, informed Napoleon of the annexation of German city, and that is Ratisbon. Napoleon was delighted to learn that Marshal Lannes had reached the heart of the city, and the emperor was eagerly awaited by the triumphant forces. So next, let's move to the next poetic line. The marshal is in the to see your flag. Well, cried he, Emperor, by God's grace, we have got you, Ratisbon. The marshal's in the marketplace, and you will be there anon. Anon means soon. So you will also be there soon to see the victorious display there. To see your flag bird flap his wings. To see your flag bird flap his wings means to see that his eagle that was present in the French flag will be fluttering in the marketplace, where I to heart's desire perched him. The chief's eye flashed, his plan soared up again like fire. So, now to see your flag bird flap his wings, where I to heart's desire. The soldier felt a special kind of joy and pride in the fact that he with his own hands had flown the French flag over Ratisbon. So he itself has flown the Ratisbon, the French flag. The flag had the figure of a bird on it. Thus, when the flag fluttered in the air, it seemed as though the bird was flapping its wings. Wings means wings. Perched him, the chief's eye flashed, his plan soared up again like fire. Now the chief's eyes were just like fire. So his eyes are compared to fire there. Just the figure of speech you could see there. Like is used there. Comparison of the Napoleon's eye to a fire. So like is used openly here. So open comparison, and the figure of speech used here is simile. So let me explain that line again. No sooner did Napoleon get the news of victory. So what did he do? He had a sparkle of joy and satisfaction came to his eyes. He once again started thinking about his future strategy. So after hearing the victorious message from the soldier, he was again thinking about his future plans. The chief's eyes flashed, but presently softened itself as see this. So it was burning like fire when he heard the victorious news, but after some time his eyes just softened on looking at the soldier, wounded soldier. A good news of success had brought to Napoleon's eyes a special kind of glitter, which faded away as soon as he noticed that the soldier was fatally wounded. So, when he looked at the wounded soldier, his eyes softened. A film, The Mother Eagle's Eye, when her bruised eaglet breathes. Bruised eaglet means wounded eaglet. Eaglet is the young one of the eagle. So breathes means dying. A film, The Mother's Eagle's Eye. So you could just find the tears in the eyes of the eagle when its young one is dying. In the same manner, Napoleon also felt very sad when he saw the wounded soldier was dying. So that is the line's meaning there, the meaning explained in these lines. So the feeling of Napoleon at that moment were just like those of the mother eagle. So who gets confused when she finds her young ones badly bruised, means I told you, wounded and on the verge of death. She fails to understand how to save their life. So here Napoleon also fails to understand how he is going to save the life of the soldier. So here Napoleon is compared to mother eagle there. So again it is here like is not used here. So you can say that it is an implied simile or metaphor. So the figure of speech. You could note it down there. You are wounded, nay, his soldier pride. So now he is asking the soldier, are you wounded? You are wounded. So he is surprisingly saying, you are wounded, nay, his soldier's pride. Touched to the quick, he said. So he immediately responds to Napoleon that nay means no. No, I am not wounded. I am feeling very proud to just sacrifice my life for the sake of my nation. That was the reply from the soldier. I am killed, sir. And his chief beside, smiling. The boy fell down. So he fell down smilingly beside the chief. Chief is here, the chief is Napoleon, and he felt very proud that he has sacrificed his life for the sake of his nation. So, similarly, the maternal affection surged up in Napoleon's heart and inquired whether the boy was wounded. The soldier proudly declared that he felt very joy and thrill in giving his life for this country. There was a smile of pride and satisfaction on the young soldier's lip as he fell dead near his emperor's feet. So, here this poem depicts the chivalry, the patriotism, and the courageous feel is clearly depicted in this poem. So with this we are coming to the end of the 40-line poem. I hope you might have understood the poem clearly. I will be giving you the paragraph question, and also you might have noted the figures of speech, children. So let us see in the next class of supplementary reader. Thank you, students.